what we've just seen from the Boston Bruins has been exactly what Bruins fans have been waiting for. We're going to be taking a look at this game, these back-to-back wins, and the reason that these games are coming out as such a big success here in this video. Before we get into all of this news, though, as you know, we're on the road to 6K, and we notice right now that 70% of you guys watching are not subscribed to the channel. We're on the road to ultimately beating the Boston Bruins in subscribers. It's a long road, but I know that your guys' support can do it, and I do appreciate all of you guys watching these videos every single day. But without any further ado, let's get into our first little tidbit of this video, which is going over the game briefly against the Colorado Avalanche. Scott McLaughlin tweeted this out. The final, the Bruins 3, Avalanche 1. Morgan Geekie, a 2-goal campaign here. Pastrnak, a goal. We can say it's probably a bit of a given goal. You know, the empty net one at the end there, a pass from Marchand with 2 assists. And Swayman, 26 saves. The Bruins landed just 15 shots, but nonetheless come away with their second straight big win. And although these games that they've been playing right now, these past 2 games, may not have been the prettiest. You know, they're certainly good games, but they may not have been the most ideal games. These are dog wins. There's no doubt about that, and I don't think anybody can disagree with it. These 2 wins are ones that we need to see this Bruins team get, because we know that this team, they have some skill. They have exactly what, will get you wins, but they don't have the ability and just skill alone to beat a lot of these NHL teams. The Colorado Avalanche are one of these examples. Very good top part of it. Not the greatest depth on that team, but they have the skill to beat anybody. The Bruins don't ultimately have enough to do that, but we've seen everybody here in this game give their all, give their 100%, and really show that, they don't need to outskill teams. They just need to outwork these teams, and that's what they've been doing in this game. We saw this first line once again tear it up. I will get to that a bit later, because I need to talk about this so much, as well as the potential contract coming from Morgan Geekie. But when we're looking at this hockey stat card here, once again, another back-to-back game where we're seeing a lot of positive. And when you look at the negatives here, it's only team offense above average. So when you're looking at it, that's really just, something that, if we're seeing the negative, is not too bad if we're still winning the games. Ultimately, that goes as well as kind of putting in the skill in comparison as well. If you're playing to win, you're not going to have a positive in every single category here, but certainly is a very, very good stat card for the night as well. Pastrnak, Geekie, Andrew Peeke, Zadorov, Pavel Zacha, Parker Wotherspoon all at the top here. I could keep on going, but those 6, highlighting at the top of here, this is what has been a pretty big trend as of late, and something that I'm very happy to be able to see is Morgan Geekie continuing his hot streak, David Pastrnak continuing his hot streak, and although Pavel Zacha may not be racking up the points that the rest of his line mates are, he's certainly been a big part of how this line is producing him. I want to pull up the box score as well. I'm sure that we kind of really all know now the whole story from this game, especially being the only NHL game on of the matinee. But 2 goals from Morgan Geekie within 4 minutes of each other. Pastrnak setting up both of them, and then Pastrnak getting the empty netter to come back from 1-0 down. But Jeremy Swayman as well in this game. Certainly what we've been waiting for. We've been certainly seeing that Jeremy Swayman has been hot lately. I believe, now I could be wrong, I believe in the last 14 games, the Bruins are 12-1-1 on home ice. And this is something that we hope to continue. We need to continue if we want to actually get a playoff spot, because we know how tight this race is coming down to the, I wouldn't say the wire yet, but as we head towards the trade deadline and beyond, that's where a lot of questions start going to be asked of who's legit, who's not, who's buying, and who's selling. And the Bruins right now are kind of in the spot where they don't really know. We've been kind of hoping to see this team continue for a playoff spot, but we've also seen Cam Neely come out, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, say that this team could be in for a retool or a rejig, whatever they're looking to do. But as we're seeing this team come together, a game like this, a game where we really see everybody playing at the top level, this is something that we got to consider as continuing for the playoff spot. I think there's no way that we shouldn't mark this out yet, especially as how we're so close to many other teams. But another big part as well, this man right here, Morgan Geekie, 45 games played in the season, but 13 goals, 11 assists, 24 points, and all of those, really majority coming in the last, 2 months, especially when we're seeing Morgan Geekie now heat back up. We saw him at the start of the season be one of the worst players on this team, and I will completely take the blame on that for calling him, not ideal for this team and all that kind of situation. You can go back and look at those videos and absolutely see me put that out there. But right now, he's certainly bounced back, due for another big contract, and the way that he's been playing, certainly is not going to be lowering that price from what he is making now, but I'm going to touch on that in another video. I do have a trade video coming tomorrow morning. I was going to put that up tonight, but, seeing this game, really need to make a video out. So, tomorrow, check that one out, and I'm going to be doing another Morgan Geekie video either tomorrow or Monday, so be sure to stick around for that. But as we go and look at another interesting kind of exciting stat for the Bruins. It's always a giddy time when we get to see these good games come out, especially the way the Bruins have been playing this season. From Michael Sullivan here, the last 7 games from production from the Geekie, Zacha, and Pastrnak line, 15 goals, 18 assists, and 33 points in the last 7 games. And then, as you see, Michael Sullivan's exactly what I did. I repeat, 33 points in 7 games. That is 55% of the Bruins' goal production are coming from this top line. And are we really surprised? The way we've been seeing this team play lately, this line especially play lately, we've seen that they are bouncing back. Now, of course, there's going to be games where you just don't have an ideal game, and that's kind of been the story of the season for the Bruins as well. But we're so familiar with the success that this Bruins team has had in the past few seasons that we're not used to being kind of on that border of the playoffs, kind of the mediocre territory. But as this team starts to kind of get their feet back under them, and I know it's kind of late to say getting your feet back under you at this point, but that's really what it seems like this team is doing. It really seems like this team is getting back to where they want to be. They're getting their confidence back. They're seeing success from the goaltending. They're seeing success from the offense. The defense is holding teams like this, especially against the Colorado Avalanche, to 1 goal. These are games you need to see and the games you need to play. And kind of reminding me on that as well, I want to pull up this once again. As you see Michael Callahan there on the bottom, I wanted to point this out. A lot of people may say, yeah, it's your 3rd or 4th NHL game. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's one of your first few NHL games. You're going to get like that. But as well, we have to remember, he was playing against the Nathan MacKinnon, newly acquired Martin Necas line as well. And that line was shot down this game. And it's something that they were very good on the ice. And, it was very obvious that they were there. But we saw the production just kind of be diminished from them, which is a very good sign from Michael Callahan. So props to him, although, you see the minus there on both sides of that. Very, very solid game from those lines defending McKinnon in this game here. But as we kind of progress, as I mentioned, looking at what we've been seeing from that first line, Morgan Geekie has been a really big part of that. David Pastrnak seems to get all the highlights, all the, the star reports and everything. But when we look at Morgan Geekie as well, in his last 7 games, once again coming from Michael Sullivan, thank you for tweeting these out, 6 goals, in the last 7 games, 2 assists for 8 points, 11 shots resulted in 6 goals. Geekie is a 54.5% shooting percentage in the last 7 games. And this game, especially looking at, first of all, his one-timer goal from the hash marks. He read that pass from Pastrnak even before the pass came off Pasternak's stick. Was, mid-shot before the puck even came off. Beautiful goal there to be able to start this scoring off. Second goal coming sneaking back door from Pastrnak. Another play where these players, this line, can read each other and know what's coming. And that's another thing that, you get in practice, but you fully can't do that in practice because the defense knows what's going to happen. So being able to translate this into an actual game, seeing this continue from what we're hoping to see and the way we've been seeing it is something that is unbelievable to finally witness. And Morgan Geekie's contract to me another question, as I mentioned here in this video. We're going to have to kind of take another step back with this. He was mentioned in the trade deadline, the plans. Could he be gone? Could you trade him at his highest value? And if the Bruins right now are still on that playoff push that they supposed to be are supposed to be, and the way that this team and their management has kind of spoken out about it, that they're going to wait and see. They're still trying to push for the playoffs, but they don't want to count anything out. Morgan Geekie is a candidate to be traded. He cannot be traded. If this continues, he needs to stay on this with this first line. We've seen the production of how bad it was earlier in the season when, lines were scrambled, people were hurt. Geekie was on the second line, third line, now up to that first line. It has to continue. It really, really does. And, that's really been where the Bruins are winning these games in that line and Jeremy Swayman. But before I finish this video off, we got the schedule here for the upcoming games. The Buffalo Sabres on Tuesday. Got the weekend off, which is a very good look for the Bruins. Get this back. Watch these 2 wins back. See where they went right, see where they went wrong, and kind of translate this into the upcoming games. Because, let's be honest, they got a few very, very heavy games to play next. Buffalo, Winnipeg, New York, Minnesota, New York. The Rangers, they're in a bit of a weird spot. They're kind of hot lately, but they're also kind of not. The Wild is at the top of the league. The Jets at the top of the league, and the Sabres at the bottom. So we need a big win against the Sabres. Of course, I want to see a big showing. I think we need to pot minimum 5 goals here to be able to continue this streak. And then we have 4 games that are going to be an absolute battle. So hopefully this team is ready for these upcoming games. But let me know what you think about this one here, especially the first line, including Pastrnak and Geekie. Let me know what you think about them. They're really shocking everybody, I got to say, and I'm very excited to see how this will continue to kind of show for the rest of the season. So, like I said, let me know what you think. But that's all I got for this video. If you did enjoy it, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. But I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.